Earlier today, Armon was on Twitter. When I tell y'all, I feel, now look, he has a right to respond because somebody directly mentioned him, and I get it. I get it. I don't watch Armon. He cussed too much. Okay? I can't play this whole thing because I don't want my channel getting flagged, okay, and my video getting flagged, and I don't get paid for it. I'm gonna play a couple minutes of it, and we're gonna, because he did this on Twitter Spaces earlier. He then went on his own YouTube channel and was live and live and live. Okay, so we have that, and he wasn't cussing as much as he was on here. Okay,
you motherfuckers listen. Fuck all you motherfuckers, bitch, because y'all gonna believe what the fuck you want to believe. And your mind is made up. But I just be like, bitch, this shit really is a fucking thing.
People, a pet peeve, like I cuss, you know what I'm saying? I'm not acting like I don't cuss at all, and I have a clean, whatever. But I do not cuss like a sailor. People who cuss every 3 words really aggravate me because I feel like, it's other words in the vocabulary that you can use that won't get somebody flagged. Okay. And I mean, he was just a cuss.
This shit is really a fucking thing. Motherfuckers will get up here and say anything. Any fucking thing. But then you be the problem. Imagine having a conversation with a person and...
Now, I also want to say, he was live on Twitter for almost 2 hours. I got only about 12 minutes that I cut up together because it was a rant of epic proportion.
They try to tell you everything that they done fucking do. Girl, what? And then go and sit up there. I'm just gagging. Bitch, I'm over here gagging. Let me ask you this. If you get hired for a job, have you all been hired for the job?
Okay.
Have you ever been to a job where, girl, you where you kind of get cool with one of the coworkers or one of the bitches that's on the way out, and they give you all the tea on the job?
Okay.
But they don't give you all the tea on the bitch that they like?
I mean, why would I give you tea on my friend? That's my friend. I love my friend. I'm going to protect my friend to the end.
And then they get fired or then they quit. Then all of a sudden, they tell you you was being messy on the job.
I mean, at this point, now when I recorded this earlier in the day, I wasn't as fed up as I am now. But I feel like all of them are being messy. No, because I was on live and Claudia was around there, but I'm pretty sure I can kind of guess what she was saying. Okay, but no, I didn't catch that part. But to me, at this point, everyone is messy. Everyone played a part in this. I do feel like Funky is the only person playing it smart and how he's replying to things, because Funky is like, you know what? I don't really want to dibble and dabble, but I'm gonna say this little part, okay? And I'm this little part, okay? But I'm like, everybody, including Funky, has played their messy role in this shit.
And you fell into the trap and was immature on the job. But bitch, Was it not immature when you was running all the tea on the damn job when I got there? What was messy? Did you talk shit about everybody when I got there?
I'm like, clearly it seemed like everybody talks shit about everybody. I feel like Funky talks stuff about people. I feel like Armon talks stuff about people. I think Claudia talks stuff about people. And Al talks stuff about people. And that's why it imploded. Because everybody around there was playing messy, messy boots.
Or the fact that, bitch, I saw it for what it was for myself. Like, these girls be like, really? Like, bitch, what do, like, what? So that was okay. So you was able to just to say whatever, being messy them as fuck, spilling all the tea on the job. And then, girl, when the shit went down, you want to act like you can't believe that somebody must have really put a battery in my back. Like, girl, what the fuck? But yeah, you sit up there and say that a bitch is insecure.
Because Funky said that Al was insecure because that was Al's first time, on the thing.
But yeah, you didn't tell me that when you was doing the rundown. But you want to sit up here and act surprised why this bitch got red. You know that bitch was a loser. And you knew that bitch was insecure. So don't act fucking stupid.
Not Al's a loser.
But these bitches are weirdos. And I'm really trying to be in my soft boy era. Really trying to be calm and pan stuff. Because I know that girl wants. See, a lot of people like to poke the bear. That's why I feel like Nikki, bitch. I swear to God. They poked
Don't leave Nikki out of it.
the bear. They poked the bear, bitch. I'm over here minding my business, girl. They poked the bear. They poked the bear. Then all y'all be like, well, say this, say this. What do y'all see this? Bitch, I see it. But the problem is this. When I perform, you guys are going to forget who started the show. Because I'm just that motherfucking type of bitch.
Now I'm like, is he going crazy? What are you talking about?
So then, once I get up and perform, I'm going to steal the motherfucking show. And you're going to think that I started the show. Then everything is going to be Armon, 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 Armon. But you forgot who opened the show. I just closed her out. And oftentimes you bitches always forget the opener of the show. And so I'm letting this motherfucker sit. And I'm letting it marinate. Because if and when I decide to close this motherfucker, I want y'all not to forget who opened it, bitch. Because I've been minding my motherfucking business. But a lot of times, y'all like to forget. And I get it. Because when I put on a show, bitch, I performs, girl. And it's hard to remember who came before me. I get it.
Now, I was like, what is he talking about? Is it correct?
That's why I'm going to wait. I'm going to allow you girls to let the opening of the show sink in so you guys can really feel everything that was said. Because once I come out there, I'm going to be like, girl, what is your team? Because I don't be understanding why these bitches be having so much motherfucking animosity. I don't understand. I never understand a bitch that's just so pressed and unbothered, but they still talking. Bitch, what the fuck you talking for? I thought you moved on, bitch. What you running your dick suckers for?
Not the dick suckers. I agree. Al ain't said nothing. Now, I take it back. Al ain't said nothing publicly. Now, has Al possibly sprinkled his opinion to other people? It's possible. You know, but yeah, Al is the only person who has not directly, verbally commented on nothing. You know, yeah, the show been canceled. I was like, why? I was like, why, why? You know, and in my opinion, I don't think that Funky said anything too disrespectful or mean about Armand. He just said, I felt like Armand's roast was crazy. And, that's kind of why the show went away. You know? But Armand shot was spiraling all day.
Why are you still popping it? When I leave a bitch in the dust, guess what? She's gone. She's dirt. She's in the wind, bitch. Poof, she's gone. I don't go back to see if there's anything left of her. Bitch, she's out of here. You bitches are lame. You bitches are weirdos. I swear to God, they're fucking weird. Bitch, what do you bitches want? Because I guarantee you, bitch, if I get up there and cook you, then the girls go quiet. They go mute. They act like nothing. Oh, ooh, oh, quiet as a mouse when I start cooking bitches. But they like to turn on the stove, bitch, and they like to put me in the motherfucking grease and start frying me the fuck up because it's the popular thing to do. Bitch, let me tell you something. None of you bitches could ever beat me, bitch. I don't give a fuck. You might have some numbers, but bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
And as I said in the beginning of my life, I was like, at this point, Funky and Armon are huge YouTubers. You know, they have huge followings. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you should be past the back and forth entirely. Now, again, he was on live for like 2 hours.
Give a fuck about none of that shit. There's a lot of these hoes out here in this game, this industry. These bitches be fake like they like you. These bitches be having secret animosity. These bitches be haters. And these bitches only like you if they feel like you don't like somebody they don't like. A lot of these motherfuckers don't want you to see the light for yourself, bitch. And here's the thing. Don't nobody ever come tell me a story about somebody else if you can't tell the story about yourself or about your BFF. If a person can never take accountability or tell you what they did wrong in a situation or a relationship and they can only tell you about other people, bitch, don't trust that hoe.
Now, again, he was cussing and fussing, okay? Now, he then went live on tonight, okay? He was live at the same time that Funky was live. Okay, I was watching Funky live first. I found out Armon was live because people in Funky's comment section were telling him that Armon was live. Okay, so this was what Funky was saying. Now, this is what Funky was saying to people telling him, Armon on live now, going off on you.
Do me one favor, all right? Because y'all are lighting the comments up. Y'all don't have to tell me Armon is going live, going in on me. Do not ask me to address any of that because y'all already know my style and y'all know I'm not getting into any of that. So do yourself a favor and please just stop writing it in the comments, all right? Let's just stop writing it in the comments. All right.
So that's all, at least the part of Funky Live I saw. I don't know if later on he said something else. But that was what he responded to when people said in the comments. They was, child, Armon live, Armon. He was like, child, I'm not doing it. Now, Funky over the years have always said he doesn't want to get into the back and forth beef of things. I think the last time he did was like with him and Michelle ATM was going at it. He checked Tasha one time or whatever. But Funky currently, he doesn't do the back and forth for people. He doesn't. Now, again, Funky, you were the one who went on Carlos King and did a whole interview, okay? And you mentioned this man, okay, and now that man is responding. So it's not as if Armon is like unfairly going off on Funky for no reason. You know, he's responding to what Funky said about him. But that's why I say, I blame Carlos. Because Carlos directly was asking him about Armon. So that's what it is. So then, because I was like, oh, Armon live, what is he saying? So I had both, playing. I'm like, wait a minute, why is he so upset? Now, again, I'm not an Armon watcher. I'm not. So I don't know his style. But the times I've seen clips of him, I'm like, child, can somebody get them in to calm down? Just little bit. Okay. So we're gonna get into a little bit because now Armon is watching and playing Carlos King interview with Funky and commenting on that. So we're gonna watch a little bit of Armon and we're gonna watch and talk, okay? Because it's fair use. You hear me?
I'm like, well, I was already making whatever it is I was making. And then things got a little messy. I'm not going to lie. I started doing my show at 8 o'clock at the same time as theirs to be messy, bitch.
Was that mature?
Armand's issue is Funky called him immature. Funky said, you know, he was being messy, how he fumbled the bag, blah, 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 blue. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's upset about. You know, he's upset because Funky said, like, I gave him the inside track on what to do, what not to do around there. So that is what Armon is responding to here.
You get to be messy. You get to walk. You get to be frustrated. You get to demand more. You get to be a diva. And you get to sit and cross your legs and talk about it. And we supposed to be like, show right, Funky. You the only one that get to do it.
I mean, everybody gets to be messy. Everybody gets to be messy. You know, but again, I feel like at some point, I'm going to say this. Based on what Funky said on Carlos's interview, to me, that wasn't a good enough reason for Armon to be so upset at Funky. I feel like whatever the issue is he has with Funky is something deeply rooted in something else. Because now we don't know what Funky can be saying behind the scenes to other people. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, he said Armon is great. He up next. However, he has some maturing to do. Now, when Armon was fussing with Tasha K before, I've seen folks say a lot that he does this same thing where he goes off and have these crazy, crazy rants or whatever. And I do feel like sometimes that is a part of you that has to mature to know, you know what, it ain't worth this long, long rant. Now, we all know everything is content, and he has a right to respond. But I still feel like this old angry rant, feels sweating, crying, all this and blah, blah. It was a lot. But if that's his style, I get it. But I also feel like, sir, you seem to be talented. You seem to have all the accolades, all the fans, and all the support. Try keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Because you'll say I did it. Bitch, who are you? Girl, please. But I was your friend and you so much wanted me to be successful and you wanted the show to be successful.
I can appreciate that.
Yes.
We are messy.
Oh, yeah.
We can say, that was messy.
Yeah.
That's all this thing is talking about.
I said, oh, really? Oh, bitch, I'll fix you. And that's mature. But you calling me immature. And you mentor us and you looking out for us. Girl.
Now, I feel like Funky saying I went live at the same time as them, to me, that had nothing, in my opinion, that had nothing to do with Armon. That was Funky issue with production. That was Funky issues with Fox Soul. That was Funky issues with the people where he used to work who would not give him his things and what he asked for. It had nothing to do with Armon directly. You know what I'm saying? You just happen to be the new person who worked there. You know what I'm saying? If I was there, I helped that show be what it was. They would not give me because Funky said, I was only asking. Funky was like, I was asking for the same pay rate I was getting when we were doing one show a week. When they moved us to 5 shows a week, we were getting paid $1,250, so $1,250. And once we went to 5 days a week, they took us down to $1,000 a day. You know, so for like I was only asking for the $1,250 instead of $1,000, and they would not give me the $1,250, and they would not put me on the health coverage stuff. And so his point was, I was pissed at them. Funky's pissed offness and Funky's pettiness and Funky being messy going live at the same time as them had more to do with Funky getting at Fox Soul, period, than him getting at TGIF, period. If I'm the star of the show and y'all won't give me my things, and then once I make a decision to leave, I'm gonna still get paid. Yes, I'm gonna take my audience with me. I'm gonna laugh at the same time. Why? Because I'm used to going laugh at the time. To me, what Funky did, I mean, it was a look. YouTube is a huge website. Huge. Everybody, sometimes everyone be live at the same time. Your favorite YouTubers will all be live at the same time, and it's sometimes if you are a small YouTuber like myself, like when Funky live at 8, I have to wait till he's done because most of my watchers are already watching him. It's, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go live and let people do this. Okay. So a lot of times a lot of folks are live at the same time because we all doing our own thing. Our mind took it as if, oh, he tried to ruin me. So you just got on the show. Funky being petty and messy had nothing to do with you, and it had everything to do with his former employer not paying him what he should be paid, and then thought he would go away somewhere else. He's like, no, I'm going to compete with y'all.
So she felt the way. So she never wanted to set me up for success and didn't care about the show being successful. So all that bullshit jargon y'all was believing in the beginning, girl, she just talking.
Well, no, I think he did want the show to be successful, but I'm not going to help y'all be successful when y'all wouldn't pay me what I wanted.
She felt the way. And she didn't care who it affected because she was more worried about herself, as she should be. But don't get over here trying to tell me what's immature, because that was immature. Especially when you sit up here with your legs crossed trying to make it seem like you just grandfather OG of the girls. You didn't give a damn. You was battling us. And you wanted the show to fail without you. You just said it.
I mean, that maybe not fail. Not fail. Because technically, TGIF did not fail because of Funky Dineva leaving. Because they still had viewers. They still had folks watching. So Funky didn't like get the show canceled or whatever. Funky fans watched him and other folks watched TGIF. Funky, to me, didn't get the show canceled. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because some people were still watching the show. That's why they hired you. That's why they still had the show going, because Funky did not get the show canceled. The viewership just changed.
And you felt like they tried to mimic you, like you said, by bringing me on there, and you want to show them that, girl, no matter who you get, you need me. That's what you wanted it to give. You never called me. You never reached out to me. You only talked to me in regards to the Claudia piece. You only posted me because you felt like me and Claudia weren't getting along. Like, girl, let's keep it a stack.
Now I'm like, how did that happen?
When you saw Armon's roast to Al, what was your first thought? A battery was put in his back.
A battery was put in his back. A battery was put in his back. From who? From who? From who, bitch? Who? You? The one who gave me all the tea?
Child, if Funky give all the tea. Now, Funky said in his interview with Carlos, I told Armon what to do, what not to do, who to trust. So he kind of said, I gave him what he needed to succeed around there. Okay, so to me, that also means he probably gave Armon some tea. He gave Armon some information to take it how he wanted to take it. Armon is now making it seem like, yeah, Funky was the one who also put a battery in my back by giving me information.
You? Grandfather mentor with the legs crossed? You?
Not grandfather mentor with the legs crossed.
Because up until this point, you was telling me everything. Who put the battery? You? Al? Claudia?
I guess everybody. Because all the information Armon got, he got from somebody else who was already there. So he probably did get information from Armon. Armon did get info from Funky, from Al, and from Claudia. We know that because Funky said I told him stuff or whatever later on in this, because he was on how long was he on live? His live, he was on live for 2 hours and 44 minutes. So amongst all the 2 hours and 44, he had brought up how he and Claudia had said some things. He and Al had some things. So at this point, everybody around there just talking, chit chatting, getting it all mixed up and messing up shit.
Y'all, he didn't say nothing bad. Girl, bad was put in my back. If you really want to know, you really fuck with me, you would have called me. Y'all believe that bullshit on the comments. Here we are. Let's cook. A battery was put in my, and I'm gonna show you the battery that was put in my back. I got you, don't worry. But what I'm telling you is, you just jump out and put out and say a battery was put in my back? Nigga, what? Who you, like, don't play with me.
Now, thank you, Keisha, for the super chat. He probably told Armon, don't get in Claudia and Al mess. That would be a smart thing to say. Because the one thing that I think everyone agree upon is that Claudia and Al had issues. Even Funky said the issue was between Claudia and Al. And he tried to stay out of it. So he may have told Armon that too. But everyone kind of said that was an issue based on when he said that Claudia saw a text between Al and Nene where Al was talking shit about her. So again, y'all foolishness all up and through. But I also feel like the term somebody put a battery in their back, to me, it can mean a couple different things. Or to me, what it means is somebody gave you information and you ran with it. That's one part. Okay. Some people think it means someone told you, hey, go do this. I want you to get on the live and read Al for filth. That's another version of saying somebody put a battery in their back, meaning I did your bidding, you know. But I do feel like Armon did have a battery in his back because he did use information given to him from Claudia, Al, and Funky. And that's how it got messier and messier.
Who, by you? By you? You was the one giving me, remember, you tried it. Remember, according to you, you called me and told me not to, with her, him, this before I got the job. So you was planting your battery and you was supposed to be outside of the show. A battery was put in my back. Was it your battery or was it theirs? Who battery was it?
Everybody battery. Everybody had their hand in your back. Claudia, Al, production, Funky. Okay, everyone had a battery in your back. Because all that means you took what folk gave you and ran with it.
Oh, see, but I'm learning. It's only okay when she operating the batteries. Then that's when it's justified. When he operating the batteries. No, the problem is, can't nobody put a battery in my back. That's why we here. A battery was put in my back. Okay, let's go. A battery was put in my back. Okay.
A battery was put in his back. These are my thoughts. Can't prove it. Don't know.
But you can't prove it, but you just gonna say some bullshit.
I mean, it's called an opinion. I think a lot of people felt that before, because remember, y'all, when the live happened, Funky was on his own live. He did not even know about the roast because he was on live. A lot of people felt like, well, damn, where am I getting that information from? A lot of people felt the same way, that people gave you information about Al. You then went and did your roast against Al. So a lot of folks felt that way, sir, before Funky said that. That was some folks' opinion on it. But again, he has a right to defend himself.
You can't prove it, but you just gonna choose to say some bullshit. You can't prove it, but you're gonna choose to say some bullshit, and I'm supposed to be like, yeah, Funky was pretty chill. You're gonna choose to say some bullshit right now. I feel it. You're going to choose to say some bullshit. When you don't have any proof of any evidence, but you're choosing bullshit right now.
I think the proof is in the pudding. I think the proof is in the, you know why? Because the show got canceled. You know, the show got canceled. It imploded in front of everyone's face during the roast.
Okay, let's
For
go.
a fact, I thought a battery was put in his back. I thought it was deeply personal. I thought it was extremely unprofessional.
That's true. Even if what he said was actually factual, it was still unprofessional and personal. That's true. That part is true.
Ah, deeply personal and extremely unprofessional. Okay.
I mean, in the corporate world, it was. That's why Al was so mad. That's why folk call you messy. If you can't read a bitch without getting in trouble, you can't read a bitch right. There's a certain way to read somebody professionally so that you don't get in trouble with the higher ups. But when you go to things that it's all stuff that happened that no one knows about, that's what makes it personal. When you go and speak about things that no one knows except the circle of trust at Foxo, TGIF, and you take that information and put it outwards, that's called being unprofessional. It's true.
I thought it was completely I thought it was gross.
Oh.
I mean, saying that Al is a two-faced person and Al, the stuff he said, it was. That's how you read somebody in private because you don't like that bitch. You know, you send it in the text like, bitch, you two-faced, cockeyed, ex-husband of Star Jones, you light skin, contact wearing, S curl having, notes keeping all the time. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that on the live at work at the meeting with the bosses.
Oh, you thought, so you felt bad for Al. How did you, you thought.
I mean, everybody felt bad for Al. Yeah, Al was professional. Al was pissed, but Al was professional. And he on camera, that was ooh. But if you notice, Al said, ooh, okay, but Al was upset. He just chose to not react on camera. He reacted off camera when he called Funky. When he called Funky. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all want me to think that she don't feel a way towards me? No. She gave all that and never one call. She thought it was extremely unprofessional, deeply personal, and just gross. She's entitled to her opinion.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Funky cracked me up questioning anyone's professionalism. Didn't he get fired from the circle too? I think so, but I also feel like, and I'm not defending Funky at all. I feel like sometimes we critique people based on mistakes we made in our past. So I feel like, because I don't know what happened on Sister Circle, but I do feel like sometimes you say stuff like that was unprofessional because you got fired for it. Because you know better now. I think child, that was a long time ago on Sister Circle. But I just feel like when I give opinions on stuff, it's because I've been through it. I've learned my lesson from it, and I can say, before that ain't the thing to do. Sometimes we give advice based on we fucked up and messed up, and now we know better because now we're older and we know better ways to handle ourselves. Like even me, I told her even how I review things now. I do think I'm not. I try to handle things with grace and like common sense or whatever. I'm not out here yelling, cussing, and fussing about things because you have to learn how to handle situations so that you don't look like a raving lunatic.
Bitch, I see you. I can't be mad at how you felt because you felt how you feel. And I feel like it was extremely stupid of you to walk away from $250,000. And I think it was extremely dumb of you to not know that you can get insurance through your SAG-AFTRA contract.
Child. I mean, look, let's call a thing a thing. If they're gonna pay me $250 on their network, and I have to put up with Beefing Al and Claudia, and I can make half a meal on my own and not have to deal with the bickering Betty's around there, I will walk away too. And I think that was Funky's point, that the amount of money I was making on over there, I was sharing money with two other people. I can make all that money myself. So technically, Funky walking away from that paycheck got him a bigger paycheck. Because if I'm only making $250 a year over on Fox Soul, but I'm making $50,000 a month on my own channel, I'm making more money on my own. Now, him saying you can get insurance through whatever else, it's like I could do that, but why would maybe I have that, but I won't not. Give me insurance through y'all. You know, so I don't think Funky walking away from the $250 was stupid, because he's making more money now and not splitting it, and he doesn't have to deal with Claudia and Al's bullshit.
I think a lot of shit you do is extremely stupid and dumb. But do I go online and interview about it? But okay, I get it. I think you felt the way though, baby. And I feel like you're taking this as your opportunity to try to wear it out.
I thought it was gross. And the reason why I thought it was gross is because obviously in having had work there, a lot of the things that he was saying, he had not even been there long enough to experience or even know what the fuck he was talking about.
Now, we all said that the night he said the stuff. We said that. We said, I was like, how you know stuff? So, again, that stuff folks said before anybody said anything.
No, bitch, you don't know what the fuck you talking about, bitch.
Ooh,
don't
Lord,
tell me what the fuck I'm talking about.
Ooh.
Bitch, I'm...
Now, again, I was cutting and pasting y'all, because, again, he was live for 2 hours and 44 minutes, and I just got some pieces based on what he was saying. Now, this is a whole other piece.
far from a dummy. I don't need you, Claudia, or Al to pump me for a motherfucking thing. I seen everybody.
Simply had not been there long enough. And
I was there long enough.
And going back to our earlier conversation when I was talking about the maturity piece, that's the thing right there.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that.
Like
Girl, shut the fuck up. You sound stupid as hell.
I laid out for Armon everything he needed to do to be.
Did you lay it out for me, or did I not pick up the battery that you gave me and put it in my fucking bag, so now I'm immature? I'm only immature because I didn't drag Claudia. Because let's talk about the battery.
Here we go. Well, no, Keisha, I feel like, yes, you can peep messy situations, but you wouldn't know that 6 months prior, this stuff happened. You'll peep, oh, it's some stuff here. It's you I do agree that you can peep messy things, but when you wouldn't know about actual, like you should know that Johnny and Betty, who work in IT, got caught humping under the copier, and Betty's husband, popped up and beat up Johnny. You won't know that. All you'll know is, child, something happened between Betty and Johnny. I don't know what, but I can see the tension. You know what I'm saying? When you speak about details, as far as with Al, send text and say this. So when you say, you're saying stuff based on, someone gave you some details. We all can peek game and see, yeah, I know them whole, I can see it. But you should not know the details of old stuff if you wasn't there yet. I think that's what most of us meant by saying he knew stuff before he knew details of old situations.
Battery was, get Claudia's ass out of here and continue to make that bitch uncomfortable. And when I didn't do that,
let me rewind a little bit. Let's see, 6:21. Hold on, y'all. Okay.
Me and put it in my fucking bag, so now I'm immature. I'm only immature because I didn't drag Claudia. Because let's talk about the battery. The battery was, get Claudia's ass out of here and continue to make that bitch uncomfortable. And when I didn't do that, Then I became immature because me and Claudia were cool. Then I stopped hearing from him. Then Al started acting funny.
And I said, now what's this scene? So y'all question, conversation time. If Armon is saying whoever, people wanted Claudia to feel uncomfortable, get Claudia out of there. Question, what good would that do Funky if Claudia gone? That's my question. My question is, who do y'all think he's saying wanted Claudia gone? Because if Funky already gone, who was trying to get Claudia back? Was it Al?
Let's be very clear. Y'all didn't want me to like Claudia. When I started fucking with Claudia, then I became immature. Let's just call a thing a thing. That's what the battery is, right? The problem is I didn't take your battery and run and terrorize Claudia alongside Al. That's what you wanted me to do. But no, I sat back and I seen it for myself, and I realized, whoa, this motherfucker's a weirdo. He's a hater. Gotta watch that motherfucker. You didn't warn me about him.
So, thank you, Keisha, for super chat. I believe it. Al started to get very rude with her. Fussing. Oh, the producers. A whole mess. It's a whole mess. It's too messy. Okay. Because even him saying, you didn't warn me about Al. You warned me about everybody but your friend. Your friend's a weirdo. He's weird. Yeah, you didn't. And you know, nobody wants to toss their friend up under the bus. If I'm working somewhere and my friend is a bitch, I'm not gonna tell you my friend a bitch. It's my friend. Just saying.
You tried to warn me about Claudia, but you didn't warn me about the insecure asshole that was going to try to get me fired and put all the damn rumors out against me.
Ooh, what rumors, Shy? What was the rumors? What are the rumors?
But you didn't do that because you didn't give a fuck about me, because you felt like they were trying to replace me with you with me, or me with you, or you with me, or whatever the case may be. You thought they were trying to replace you with me, and you wanted to show them that I couldn't be you. How dare they try to go get them a loud, black, flamboyant gay boy to try to be the next Funky Dynamic. I'm going to show them. I'm going to go live at their time. And girl, I don't give a fuck about him.
Well, let's say this now. Before Armon got the job, Funky was already going live at 8. So Funky going live at 8 had nothing to do with Armon. Because when the show came back in the new year, because Funky announced he was leaving, the show came back. The first guest host was, I think, was Flame Monroe. You know, and Funky, fabulous Slim Jim. Funky was going live at 8 before Armon was on. So that part to me is BS. Funky going live at 8 had nothing to do with you. You know, he was already going live at 8.
That's what it was. You never cared for me. Let's be very clear on that. You didn't. I didn't pick up your battery pack. So now I'm immature and everything I did was gross, but it was all good when you felt the same shit that I felt at that show. It's okay when you're messy. It's okay when Al's messy. You didn't see any of the shit that Al does. You heard none of the shit that Al does. You didn't think there was anything wrong with Al being on live air, crashing out, but yet you've seen all these things that I've done. I can't respect that. Because if you're going to give it an opinion, give it across the board.
Not that I can agree with. That's factual. Carlos, I do feel like Carlos asked him like about Al, and Funky just did not say anything negative about Al. You know, but I do agree. If you're gonna say some shit, say it across the board entirely. Because everyone had a messy part to play.
But you only see the shit that I done when you know everything that's going on there because you've been gossiping with Al. Bitch, you're trash. And I don't
He's
have no respect
successful
for
at
you.
that show, and in my opinion, he went there and did the complete opposite. And I'm very disappointed in him for it. I am, because I rooted for you. I rooted for you when there were actually people working against you being there. And I informed him that there are people who don't want you there. There are people.
Nobody wanted me there.
Child, look, don't go when you not wanted, child. Look, you can't look. If you do not feel appreciated and loved and wanted and valued, ain't no point in being there. So if don't nobody want you there, I wouldn't have been there.
Claudia didn't want me there. Claudia did not want me there.
Now, Claudia did say that Armon was not her first choice. And how she felt like they picked Armon without, getting her input.
And we're going to get into
who
it.
were going out of their way to not have you here. Told them who the people were and everything. And then I told him everything he needed to do to be successful there. And you went up there and drank the...
But you didn't tell me that Al was a hater. You did not tell me that Al was wrapped up under Joyce. You did not tell me that Al was a master manipulator.
the Kool-Aid and got...
Now I drank the Kool-Aid.
Lost in the sauce and did the complete opposite. And if I'm being honest, was a major contributing factor as far as I can see as to why the shit got canceled.
And y'all think I'm supposed to... I'm a major contributing factor as to why the show got canceled, as from what he can see. None of this which he knows. But you're going to choose to say this shit.
I think it's because the show was canceled, put on hiatus after the roast. I think before the roast, wow, because I wasn't watching it as much, but a lot of folks talked about there was tension between Al and Armon, sometimes between Armon and Claudia, sometimes between Claudia and Al. Even when Funky was on, there was at times tension. But I think because a lot of people blame the roast because it was the first time that publicly we saw some shit go down. I think that's why a lot of people, not as Funky, feel like Armon played a major role in it being canceled, because to us, no one had any proof of an issue until then.
Girl, get out my comments with this bullshit. Girl, she's trash. I'm done with her. Girl, I was a major contributing... No, I was not. Mm-hmm. And you know that I was not.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. This show, when I did that
the tea, y'all, here come the tea.
Roast, we were coming back that Monday. The problem is, we had made not Al, several.
How many? Several,
bitch.
Okay.
Why you think you know what you're talking about, ho?
Well, you must stop cussing so much.
Several of the staff made an HR complaint weeks prior against Al and Joyce.
Now, Joyce is the production lady, who a lot of folks say was messy. So if several people complain to HR violation.
Because Al was doing shit like threatening to throw the show, not coming on time, being babied by Joyce, pouting around, spreading rumors, making it a horrible workplace for everybody. So HR got involved and did an investigation. By the time the roast happened, we were still under investigation, bitch. What do you...
So, okay, because we didn't know that. No, we did not. The public did not know that there was an HR investigation before the roast. So this is my thing. If you and other staff filed a complaint against Al, you then went on the damn live show and aired your grievances with your coworker while there was an HR investigation, and then read him for the things y'all were complaining about in the HR investigation. That's messy. Because the stuff he said, Al making it a toxic work environment, kissing ass of production, being sneaky, blah, blah, blah. All the stuff that you just said means you have filed a complaint with HR, then went and publicly told the world about the HR investigation in your own way. Meaning production knew, nigga, did you just go on live and talk about the investigation? Sure.
What are you talking about? We did a whole HR complaint against Al because Al put out allegations and rumors on me. Joyce did nothing about it. And I said, before I crash out, something needs to happen.
And you then went on the live and aired out all of your grievances about your coworker. So when Funky said that was unprofessional, that was unprofessional. Because y'all do know in the corporate world, when there is an HR, usually if there's an HR issue, the two people who have the issue aren't supposed to discuss this shit. They're usually kept separate unless they have to work together, but you're not supposed to address anything that is in the investigation until HR has finished it. So the fact that you, Armon, took that information public, and that's probably why Al was so pissed. So now you're also letting us know Fox Soul ain't shit either, because if what was being alleged is true, they should have fired Al and not canceled the show. However, because you, one of the people who complained, made it a public situation, you fucked up everybody check.
Some more people went to HR. HR went on and started doing an investigation. The girl went to, she was on break. We were actually supposed to come back and do the whole thing, but they deemed the show with so much dysfunction even before the roast.
Sir, you can say that all you want to. You can say before the roast, it was dysfunctional. That's fine. Had you not done the roast and you allowed them to do the investigation, Al would have been fired. Al would have been fired for HR violations. They would have then had to find a replacement for Al. That may have been why they were bringing in fourth people. Because remember, y'all, they kept having rotating fourth hosts to possibly have to replace Al or you. I don't know. However, what I do know is you took the HR situations and made them public. Had you just shut up and not took the information public, let the investigation continue, Al would have been fired. If what Armon is saying is true, if the allegations were true, and if they investigated both Al and Joyce would have been fired. You and Claudia were already on good terms. They would have brought in a third person to save the show. Because at the end of the day, TGIF was the highest rated show on Fox Soul.
That they decided to go on a hiatus. We went on hiatus because of the roast and Al complained. It was the roast and Lunel which took us on hiatus.
Because y'all knew Lunel and Al, had a little something, going on when Lunel was asking Al about him and Star Jones. And Al was complaining about Lunel asking him about him and Star Jones because apparently, Star Jones required them to not involve her and Al's old marriage in the conversations. Like, leave me out y'all shit.
Because Al had got upset, but we were already under HR investigation. We were supposed to fly to Houston to have a sit-down meeting. Because Joyce would not control Al. That's what happened, bitch. Just running your fucking mouth. You think it's his fault?
I don't think it's his fault. I don't
Okay.
think it's his fault. I think that he was a major contributing factor.
Now, that was the first part that I had seen, right? Now, as I was editing that little thing, I had to pull a little bit more, okay? This is the last little bit of what he was saying. Again, I told y'all that man was on live
To Claudia.
for 2 hours and 44 minutes, okay? Now, this was later on. This is, how long is this? This is a few minutes as well. Let's see, how long is this? This is 3 minutes, y'all. 3 minutes.
Are you still interested in talking with Just Joyce about the direction of the show? Because I do. Claudia, because
Child, this man put up a whole screenshot. Okay, he had screenshots loaded. Now, this is supposedly from, I don't know who Jamal Jeffries is. Is that his real name? Is his real name? What's it? Is Armon's real name? I don't know. But it said on Tuesday, March 19th, are you still interested in talking with Just Joyce about the direction of the show? Because I do, Al. Okay, I'll do with you when you thinking. ASAP. Is it me? But is Justin really protecting Armon? I feel like the odd man out on what's going on, but I know I see and hear what I see and hear, or no, Al. So that's the text that's up here, y'all.
she doesn't like me at the time. Okay, I'll do it with you. When you thinking? ASAP. Is it me? But is Justin really protecting Armon? I feel like the odd man out on what's going on, but I know and see what I hear and what I see and I hear, or no. So then they had a meeting that following day to get me fired. And Al went and told that I said that I went on a date with Justin and that's how I got the job. And he was so uncomfortable with me being on that show.
Child, that's why they said you can't be fucking people at work because they get cause conflict. Now, also, I know that Funky said on his interview with Carlos how most of all of his friends, most, not all, but most of his friends, he's had some kind of sexual relationship with. So he had said that on the thing or whatever. So Armon now said how he allegedly, possibly they was. I'm like, this is why you can't be banging coworkers or the upper ups or whatever because it causes conflict.
So you sat up here and pretended to like me and was setting me up because you were intimidated and insecure along with Claudia to try to get me motherfucking fired. And this is all within the same month of me getting hired. Bitch, I got the job on March 11th. That was just that was 10 days after. These motherfuckers was at my neck from the day. So you lucky I made it to June.
Sir, calm down. Breathe. Okay. Now y'all know that he was auditioning before that. You know what I'm saying? Which probably means while he was guest hosting, they didn't like him.
I don't let people play with me that long. Especially over $70 funky ass $1,000.
So now we know how much he got paid. So while Funky was making $150 a year, I'm sorry, $250 a year, they did not pay Armon that amount. He was making $70,000. Now, I don't know if that was $70,000 for, because again, he started in March officially. The show was over in June. So I don't know if that was his amount for this like half of a year or whatever. But child, he said he got the 70.
Let's be very clear. So I'm gonna show you how much of a real bitch I was. I had no idea that this was even happening. I didn't find this out until me and Claudia got on the phone later on. Because Claudia was like, yo, I need to call you. I need to get on the phone, Armon. We got to make this right. She gave me the play-by-play. Gave me the receipts. We got just so much shit. Gave me the play. She was like, yeah, I was trying to have conversations. He wanted the topics to go over your head. He was trying to have us, me and you. I'm like, girl, he was doing the same thing with me and you.
Now we know that was what Claudia said that on her live, months ago, how her and Armon figured out allegedly that Al was playing them against each other. But I still feel like everybody was playing everybody against each other. I feel like all of them was having some kind of side conversation about the other ones. You can't do that.
And I, just so you know that I'm a real bitch, in April, I'm gonna be real. Bitch, cooking Claudia. I don't lie. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get rid of that because I'll keep doing that. I don't lie. This is me. I'm dragging Claudia right here. This is me. I text this to Al.
So this is him showing texts between him and Al, talking about Claudia. Child, when I tell you, that's why I was a little bit late. And I can only catch the little bit I can catch. Because again, Funky was on live. Armon was on live. I was trying to get my graphic together and edit. But I have 2 iPhones, 2 iPads, that computer, my fingers be moving, okay? Because sometimes I like to tell a cohesive story as much as I can. Okay, thank you, Lisa, for the Cash App. I appreciate it. I try my best to tell a cohesive story as much as I can. And because he was still live while I was on live, I don't have the fullness of it all, but I had enough to say, hey, this is what happened. Okay, so again, this is him showing him and Al's conversation and how him and Al was still kind of talking shit about Claudia.
All she wants. I like the way Claudia jumps to defend black women when she's needed, even if both disagree. And I said, girl, that's all Claudia wants is people to feel like, And then Al said, yep, that's the Armon I like. Exactly. She's always making excuses for women. This is in April.
So again, this is my point in saying all of them were talking cash shit about each other. Because again, this show, he and Al were saying, little stuff about Claudia. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say all of them played a part in the messy shit.
This is in April. But the nigga was kikiing with her in fucking March to get me fired. Now look. Hold on.
Now you see he has a whole little folder of screenshots.
Look. April. And I'm texting. She's a fucking joke. Claudia has said on every show and drug. I barely speak to her. And she always tries to bring it back to right.
So again, this, let me get main screen. Let me put it on the big screen. This just shows, because you got to see the proof is in the pudding. She's a bitch. Whenever you disagree with her, she then goes against everything you say. Exactly. I was just texting you. She's effing. Thank you, Sharon, for the Cash App. I appreciate you and thank you. Exactly. I was just texting you. She's an effing joke. Claudia has sat on this very show and drug Chrissy Teigen. I barely child out here.
She's a fucking joke. Claudia has said on every show and drug.
I barely speak to her, and she's always trying to bring it back to RAPE or herself. I mean, read her for filth. Yes, always for black women empathy, so they would be on her side. I'm like, first of all, the fact that you and him is having this kind of conversation makes me side out both of y'all. Child, look, do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? As much as I can. You hear me? The fact that this is the kind of conversation between you and Al, allegedly, because again, these are screenshots from Armon. But I was like, who said to somebody, yeah, she always brings it back to RAP and the E or herself? Why, if that's the topic, why wouldn't she? And the whole part, she's a B. When you disagree with her, she then goes against everything you say. I was like, what kind of stuff is this? Read her for filth and always for Black women empathy so they will be on her side. I was like, so she can't be this empathetic to women? So I feel like while he's trying to show, well, see, I'm so real, I'll show what I said. It make you look like a fucked up individual. Because either way it go, both of y'all dead wrong for these comments. Okay? Again, that's how she gets them to gang up on you. We need to get her. I'm like, not get her. Child. But this two y'all be going, child.
Get her for filth. Yes, Black women. Look. We need to get her. Girl, I'm not fake.
So at that point, I cut it off because I was over it. You know, I was completely over it. But just to take it back, sorry, Armon, let me get back on camera. Okay. It's insane that he felt like, oh yeah, let me show what I said. You know, let me be read. I was like, what in the world? Thank you to your for the super chat. This is for the editing skills because I am just impressed. Thank you, child. It's a miracle. To me, this shows both Al and Armon are shady individuals. You hear me? Now I want to know what he was. But let me see. Child, let me see. Because again, child, look, I feel like if I can, hold on. Let me, luckily, I've become a bit of, of a whiz. If I can fast forward to no, that's not it. Child, he was on here for a while. Hold on now. Y'all just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm trying to just fast forward to the parts. Let me see.
Present as just because you sit up there and motherfucking cross your legs with a.
No, that's not it. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna try to find it. We ain't doing no commercials. Trying to find it. Give me like 30 seconds, child. So he was showing all kind of stuff, but if we can get to what he was doing. I can't find it, y'all. Oh, I think this is it. Hold on. Because, bam. See, I be finding the time. Okay, here we go. Boom.
In fucking March to get me fired. Now look, hold on. Look, April. And I'm texting, she's the fucking joke. Claudia has said on every show in drug, I barely speak to her. And she always tries to bring it back to rape. I mean, read her for filth. Yes, Black women, look, we need to get her. Girl, I'm not fake. Read it.
Oh, but you see, we don't see his response. That's a screenshot of just that piece.
That's the shit I endured every day. I didn't get no fair chance. I was caught in the middle of bullshit, and I had to sit there and smile. I had no idea that I was fucking being played. But because I know the narrative is Armon always crashes out, I'm sitting there taking it. Then I'm not even getting paid as much. Then I'm not even getting no fucking opportunities. You bitches want to run up here and make it seem like I tanked the show. Fuck this show. Fuck that motherfucking show, bitch.
He's so angry.
Like, please, spare me. Spare the fuck out of me. I'm like so fucking mad. Bitch, I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad. I went through so much bullshit on that motherfucking show. I went through so much shit.
You see him crying? Was he crying?
You bitch. Fuck that show. I'm so fucking mad. And I have to fucking sit there and smile every fucking day. I'm so fucking mad. And motherfuckers love to blame me for every fucking thing. Bitch, I wasn't getting $250 fucking $1,000. Bitch, I wasn't getting all these fucking opportunities. Bitch, I was being dragged on both ends. The fuck? Motherfuckers was trying me left and fucking right. And I had to sit up there and smile every fucking day.
Well, I mean, I would have quit. I think he quit. Oh, he crying, y'all. Oh, he crying. Child, let's get some. Is he crying? What? Oh.
I'm so fucking mad. I have to fucking smile every day. I'm so fucking heated. I don't give a fuck about that show. Y'all have me fucked up.
Is he spitting too? Child, don't be spitting. Now they said Claudia came on.
That he wants out there, but you were there long enough. It didn't. I'm
Got emotional because I mean it was just like he was cool in the beginning, but then he was saying like I got a battery put in my back and I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And I went over there, I drank the Kool-Aid, and we all fucked over $250,000. But he felt vindicated and he was being messy doing his show during the time we did ours. So I'm just like, but I was immature. But then he never had anything immature to say about Al. Al was never immature.
Yeah, no, Al was very much playing everybody, and I'm so glad that. So I'm sure you already explained how we ended up getting on the phone and I was talking to Justin. I'm like, yo, get him on the phone, and all it took was one conversation of no one in the middle of us saying, don't pick up the phone when Claudia calls, or don't try to call him, or he's this. And once we talked to each other, it's been all good ever since, you know? And I just want to say thank you for saying that. I didn't put a battery in your back. Like, the argument, and I will say this to Funky. Funky, we haven't spoken to either one of us, so I know he's getting whatever he's getting from Al, because that's the one that still speaks to him. Mm-hmm. So Al is going to tell him the narrative that he wants out there. But you were there long enough. It didn't take a long time for you to see what was going on. I didn't have to tell you. You saw what it was. And I think it's insulting to say that you need to be spoon-fed some shit when you're a very smart person. And you're perceptive. I mean, you saw what it was. Again, you know, I tell people as much as I can, you are not the reason the show ended. It is, stop blaming Armon Wiggins. Stop it. I know people that have a vendetta against you or don't like you for whatever reason. Listen, I get it too, right? You are.
Do she know that nobody is blaming Armon directly? Do she know we blame all of them? I mean, I'm just wondering, do she know we blame all of them?
You're not the reason. You're not the reason. Fans, listeners, viewers, I'm clearing this man's name. He came into a situation. It was already, listen, I understand. We had a beautiful chemistry the show before, like with Al, me, and Funky. Of course, the fans are going to feel a way that it changes up. So no matter who was going to step into that position was going to get so much negativity. Mm-hmm. No one likes when their favorite show is changed. But you did the best you could. You brought, you dressed. You always came dressed to the team.
Claudia. Go on to the next thing, Claudia. Go on to the next thing, okay? I feel like the fact that Armon walked into an already messy situation, what that means to me is nobody made it any better. In my opinion, each of them played a role. So I feel like Funky's opinion is just a part of an opinion, but most people say it's all y'all fault.
You always you contributed to the story. I contribute to stories every single day for 5 years. I've always sent stories, and you came in on day one. I remember the group chat. I was like, okay, and I got to see and got to learn you for myself, like with people that do call me, tell me about you, and I get that too.
Child, not them saying basically Al ain't do shit. if Claudia brought stories and Armon brought stories, that mean Al ain't do shit.
I'm powering as an adult. I choose to judge people, or not judge, assess based on what I know of them. And I fuck with you. So I don't really care.
I think that and I feel the same way, because out of everybody, you're never been so narcissistic to where you felt like I don't have to apologize or I can't try to right my wrongs, and what
now I found her deal or no deal picture.
Thing that we did do, we said, girl, we both talk shit. So we got through that privately together. It was like, listen, we did what we did, but ever since that day moving forward, like you try to put me on the stuff, you communicate, like, I mean, you know the vibe, you already know. So it's like, and
so that means we all talk cash stuff about each other in the beginning. You knew I talk stuff, you knew I talk stuff, back and forth. But I was like, again, everybody played a part. Funky, Claudia, Al, and Armon.
And I just cannot ever be in a space where I let somebody down talk you, because you have not only just talked about it, like you've shown me a loyalty when you fuck with me. So like, I just can't.
Didn't he just say, and when he just crying, saying he was put in the middle of some bull stuff? When he just said I was being pulled, and I meant, so don't that mean everybody was fucking up?
I can't let anybody play with you around me, because you don't lie. You don't lie. You have not lied.
And I usually will have a receipt. I will say, I'm going to address some of the people in your chat. Dean Exotic Jock said, Claudia, admit it, say it publicly. You didn't like Armon at first, and I will believe it all. Okay, before Armon got on the show, I used to watch Armon on the low, and I used to send him messages before we even started working together. Is that not true?
Yes, it's true. But I used to hit you for advice and all kind of shit.
Yes.
But Claudia, on her own mouth, on her own live, said he wasn't her first choice. Child, at this point, I'm done with them anyway. Let's just stop that. We're gonna let them be, because I feel like all they are doing is making it seem as if we crazy. And like, it was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied. The fact that both Claudia and Armon want to come on here now and say kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya, after showing the message, it's all y'all fault. Y'all got the show canceled. It's not just Armon. It isn't. It was each and every one of them. The only reason Funky is innocent is because when the show got canceled, he wasn't on it no more. That's the reason why we can't really blame him, because he had already left the show. However, okay, let's be clear. Once it was Armon, Claudia, and Al, the show went down the tube. Okay, down the tube. And you can't make it seem as if you walk into a messy, dysfunctional situation, but let's only blame Al, while you show us text between you and Al talking shit about Claudia. Now, just because you and Claudia came to the conclusion, or we both talk shit, yeah, but so does Al. It's the weirdest, child. It's truthfully what this proves, the show should have been canceled. That's it. This proves the show needed to be canceled, because even once Funky left, the three remaining people still couldn't get it together. And even when y'all went to HR about Al and Joyce, Armon chose to air this shit out on social media, on the live. So again, my point is this: Claudia, Al, Armon, Funky are huge social media people, well-known people. Why y'all still fussing? That show got canceled in June. It is fucking August. Okay, Funky been gone since December. Once you leave a platform, leave it. That, y'all, look, it's a reason why I don't discuss the panel I used to be on, because I'm not there anymore. I have no idea because I'm not there anymore. Once you move on and you wish your colleagues well, it's really nothing left to do. It shouldn't be no mess. But that is why you see it was mess over there. And you see, even after Funky left, in little ways, he was still attached to the mess. You know what I'm saying? When people ask about anything from your past, if you have to, you don't have to always air nothing out. You do that when it was some mess mixed up around there. When you were upset because, as Funky said, the production, Fox Soul, he felt like they didn't do him right. And so he felt some kind of way. And all of that trickled down, and now the show got canceled. Now, I don't know anybody who still watch Fox Soul because no one watched it before. But no one needs to bring it back up. Like, after today, Al, Claudia, Armon, and Funky, none of them need to talk about TGIF. It is canceled. It is done. Al has his own YouTube channel. Armon has his own YouTube channel. Funky has his own YouTube channel. Now, I don't know what Claudia do, but everybody has their own endeavors. To keep bringing it up is stupid. Now, again, I still blame Carlos because Carlos is the one that asked about the Fox Soul stuff and what brought this back up. So Armon and Funky shouldn't be beefing. Again, Armon had a right to respond to what Funky said. I get that. But after this, child, shut the fuck up. Period. Okay? You wish people well, and you keep it moving. And if someone asks you, I wish them well. Again, that was a virtual panel. They wasn't in the same spaces together. They live in 3 different states. The same with me and the girls. We all there in 4 different states. You know what I'm saying? It's like you wish people well. You keep it pushing. You keep your own shit going. You keep doing your own thing. You keep pushing yourself. Ain't no child, leave it be. Leave it be. Okay? But somebody will give Armon a hug and a kiss and give him a Snickers because he may be hungry. And people ain't themselves ain't hungry, okay? A mess. You hear me? A mess, okay? Now, at one point, Armon said, I don't need Carlos Couch to tell my story. Child, it's a mess. But I want it to be over. I hate YouTube beef. I truly do. I try my best to stay out of it, but this was too much to pass up, and I had to give my 2 cents, okay? But yeah, Funky said, I ain't replying. And now, after today, Armon should have nothing left to say at all. Okay, and now let's Al come say some shit or whatever. So anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. Okay.